The response time is so delayed, and normally the criminals are gone.
Paul Kalki says many folks in Wetaskiwin County don't bother dialing 911 anymore when criminals strike. And it's not just the RCMP response times that are frustrating these rural Albertans.
They get a slap on the wrist and they're out again, not because of the RCMP, but maybe because the justice system's overtaxed. I'm not sure.
People in the bigger cities do not know the extent of the havoc that rural crime has caused on community.
The provincial government unveiling its plan Wednesday to combat rural crime. It includes money that would allow 400 peace officers from Fish and Wildlife, Commercial Vehicle Enforcement, and the Sheriff's Department to respond to a greater range of calls.
We're going to be providing them with additional training so that they can provide additional services, including being able to potentially for certain branches to respond to 911 calls.
But likely to be the most controversial change, legislation that would strengthen property rights, focusing on trespassing laws.
Is it them? Is it their loved one? Is it their child? Are going to be faced in that exact situation where you have a little one in the home and you're faced with that situation where somebody's on your property committing a criminal act.
The Justice Minister pointing to Southern Alberta farmer Edward Maurice, who was initially charged after shooting a suspect on his land. That case later dropped, but Schweitzer says the proposed changes would not create an open season for vigilantes.
The one caveat would be that if the homeowner commits a criminal act themselves, then that wouldn't apply. The person could potentially pursue a civil action. It raises the bar to be able to pursue a civil action against a property owner.
Now, numbers from Stats Canada show that reports of rural crime have dropped in recent years, but Schweitzer insists that's because many incidents simply aren't being reported.
The stats are flat out wrong. If you go out and talk to rural Albertans, this is worse than ever. They simply have lost faith in the justice system and they've simply stopped calling.
Despite the announcement, Paul Kalki insists he will not be dropping his vigilant, but he may not ignore picking up his phone the next time a criminal is lurking.
If we know we can get a response, we will definitely call a lot quicker for sure.
In Edmonton, Courtney Theriault, City News.